Hi everyone, welcome back. Today is just going to be a good old-fashioned YouTube made me buy it video. So I'm just letting you know a few products that I've picked up relatively recently on the recommendation of other people on YouTube and whether or not they worked out for me. So let's go ahead and jump in. Okay, so I tried to limit myself to like one product per category. So like one primer, one concealer, etc. just to keep this manageable because this is by no means all of the makeup that YouTube has influenced me to buy. It's just kind of the more recent items. So let's go ahead and start out with the primer. This is the Catrice Prime and Fine Fresh It Up primer. And if you watch my speed reviews, my June and July speed reviews, it should have gone up like just before this one. You'll know I have sort of like mixed feelings on this. So I bought this on the recommendation of Andrea Mattiliano here on YouTube. Of course, YouTube made me buy it, and she really loves this. She has a different skin type than I do. She has oily skin, but she talks about how this is essentially just a hydrating primer, and I agree with her. It is essentially a hydrating primer, and in my mind, therefore, it's kind of just a moisturizer. So it's not that I don't like this. I do like it. I will use it up. I think it was worth it, the money I paid for it. I got it for half off for $4. But it kind of is just like an additional step on top of my moisturizer that's essentially doing the same thing that my moisturizer is doing. So it works for me. It's great. It's just kind of not necessary. It's a little redundant in my opinion. Okay, for foundation, I picked out the Flower Beauty Get Real Serum Foundation. I bought this on the recommendation of Kelly Gooch, and unfortunately, this just did not work for me. I usually really like Kelly's recommendations. I haven't actually had a single dud from the things that I've purchased on her suggestion before, and our skin types are really similar, so usually complexion products, I rely on her recommendations a lot. I will say the shade range of this and the price point, incredible. It's about $15 and there are a lot of shades and they're very expansive. So I like this product in theory. It's just that it's supposed to be a serum foundation, but it's a little too like thick, like a jelly of a consistency to be able to spread evenly across my skin. So if you have this and you spread it out across your skin a certain way, please let me know how, because I've tried it with my fingers, a brush, and a sponge, and I haven't gotten a single thing to work for me. So unfortunately, I might return this. I very rarely return makeup, but I don't know. This isn't working out. Next up is the Thrive Cosmetics Concealer. I bought this on the recommendation of Khaki Reviews Beauty. This concealer is the best concealer I own, by far, hands down. I love this concealer. Don't get me wrong, I like a lot of my affordable concealers as well. I stand by kind of my positive commentary about all of those other concealers I've reviewed on my channel as well. But this is just like in a league of its own. Like this is just different all around. I do not have to set my under eyes when I use this, which is something that has never before in my life happened to me. So this product to me is like actually just literally life-changing. I know that's ridiculous to say about makeup, but it is, and I love it. I love it. Okay, so for cheek products, I sort of halfway cheated, but I didn't really cheat. So you'll see what I mean. But first up in the cheek category here is the e.l.f. Active Lip and Cheek Palette. And I bought this on the recommendation of Hannah Louise Poston. A lot of her complexion recommendations don't work super well for me and my skin type and my makeup preferences and my makeup style. A lot of times I go to her channel more so for like creative inspiration than I do for like product recommendations. But she had ranted and raved so much about how incredible this e.l.f. formula was that I thought, oh my goodness, I'm just gonna try it myself. I just have to know. And it's $8 normally, but it was on sale for $3.20 and I snatched it up because what's the worst that can happen for $3, right? And I have to say, I have mixed emotions about this palette. I do love it, and I love it for the price. I think for $3 or even the $8 price point, it's really hard to beat. It's really hard to find other cream products that are even remotely in that price range. So I do think you're more than getting your money's worth here, like way more, because it is a good formula. It is good. It's not that I don't think it's a good formula. It's just pretty thick. Let's say it that way. It's a very like thick, creamy, dense formula. And I know that's something that Hannah Louise Poston loves, so it's no surprise to me that she absolutely adores this palette. I tend to prefer something with a little more like slip to it, a little more sheer. So that's just a matter of preference. And I can get these to sheer out pretty well. So I would buy this again, like I would recommend this to people hands down, especially for the price. But I wouldn't say it's like my tippy top favorite cheek product by any means. Okay, and then here's what I mean when I say I cheated a little bit on face products. It's because for my eyeshadow today, I am talking about the Samantha March and Ofra collab, the Life's a Draft palette. And this, of course, I was influenced to buy by Samantha March herself. However, I will say I was really on the fence about buying this at first. I was a little worried. It was kind of redundant, to be honest. And I know that's not like something you're supposed to say. You're supposed to say like, oh my goodness, influencer on YouTube, you did an incredible job on your collab, right? Like you're not supposed to say like, I think you could have done better. That's like not a socially acceptable thing to do. And I get that, but I also don't want to be dishonest. So I was worried that this matte, and this matte were going to be identical. And then basically you get half of the use out of the palette than you thought you would. But I was also kind of influenced by like the rest of YouTube to buy this. I think seeing every other creator that I admire using this palette and seeing how many different looks people were getting out of it made me realize, okay, it can't be as similar as I thought those mattes were going to be, right? Like obviously something about the marketing pictures or swatches or my own mind and how I was interpreting things made me think that it was going to be more redundant than it actually was, because otherwise there was no way people were getting kind of the versatility out of this palette that I was seeing in their reviews. So yes, Samantha March influenced me to buy this because it's her collab, but I will say kind of the rest of the people I watch on YouTube also influenced me to buy this. And the reason it's a cheat is because I love these face shades down here equally as much as I love the eyeshadow palette, which I didn't really expect. I thought this bronzer was going to be a little too deep on me, and I thought the highlighter was going to be too icy. Not the case. They all blend so beautifully. They are gorgeous. They're so gorgeous and blendable. So I really love these face shades as well. But I'm also here to talk about the eyeshadows. These are just right up my alley. I love mauve tones. This palette was ranked number 2 when I recently just ranked all of my eyeshadow palettes, and it absolutely deserves that spot. Okay, I tried not to repeat creators too much in here just because I'm trying to kind of do two things with this video. I want to kind of give you some thoughts on things that YouTube made me buy, and also kind of let you know what creators here I really love. And so I'm trying to feature as many people as I can, but we're looping it right back around to Khaki Reviews Beauty because she is really the person who introduced me to this whole brand. So again, we're back to Thrive Cosmetics. This is the Liquid Lash Extensions Mascara. So same brand that I just talked about the concealer with that Khaki recommended. I placed that order and it's the first time I've ever tried this brand. So she really did influence me to try Thrive out, to give them a shot. They're pretty pricey. Like this is not a cheap mascara by any means. And I'm usually hesitant to kind of try brands that I haven't heard about from tons and tons of people when they are a little bit more expensive, right? You have to order straight from the Thrive Cosmetics website and yada. Anyway, I'm getting off topic. The point is, Khaki recommended this mascara as well, and it is right now my favorite mascara for sure. It is just perfect. It's a tubing mascara, so there are tons of benefits associated with that. It doesn't run, it doesn't flake on my eyes, and it's super easy to take off at night. So I love this mascara so much. I'm really glad that I kind of finally took the plunge after hearing Khaki talk about Thrive Cosmetics for like literally years. I'm glad that I finally placed an order with them because two of her top recommendations from them, this mascara and the concealer, have proved to be really great products in my collection as well. Okay, 2 more products here for lips. So I have a lip liner. This is the ColourPop Lippy Pencil in the shade Oh Snap. And not this color in particular, I don't think, but this formula has been recommended over and over by Morgan Turner. Morgan Turner predominantly reviews luxury and high-end brands on her channel. Not exclusively, she does dabble in more affordable stuff as well. But when I recently heard her say in a video that the ColourPop Lippy Pencils are some of her top favorite lip liner formulas of all products, like of all lip liners she owns. This comes in near the top for her. That really meant something to me because I know she has tried almost every high-end and luxury formula under the sun. And for her to speak so highly of an affordable brand and an affordable product really made me want to buy it. And I picked Oh Snap because I'm also like perpetually on the hunt for a good mauve tone lip liner. So I picked this color myself. I don't think she recommended this particular color. She more so recommended the formula, and she's not wrong. This is gorgeous. It is so glidey on my lips. It's like I barely have to apply any pressure to get it to be a nice, beautiful line. And then it's also nice and blendable. It gives you a little bit of time to kind of like smudge it out a little bit if you need to. But then once it locks down, it really stays in place all day. So I do really, really love this lip liner. And then last up, I want to highlight Propa Beauty lipsticks. These I was influenced to buy by Angelica Nyquist. I've also watched a few other people do reviews on these lipsticks before, but Angelica really did beautiful lip swatches that really helped me understand what these were gonna look like on her skin tone. And we have opposite skin tones. She has very warm, yellow undertoned skin, and I have neutral leaning, very much more cool undertoned skin. So she kind of helped me eliminate, let's say, some shades that I knew would just not be flattering on me based on how they looked on her. I should have done more research though. If you saw my review of these lipsticks, you know that I still feel like they ended up being warmer than I expected when they got here. And that could just be their shade range. And also it was my lack of research done on how these look on cool tone people. But I love the formula of these lipsticks so much. I love them. I think they're outstanding. They're probably my favorite lipstick formula right now. Both of these shades are kind of more fall tones for me, so I'm not wearing them a ton right now, but I know I will be. Okay, so that's kind of my full face rundown of products that YouTubers influenced me to buy. Let me know in the comments down below, what have you bought recently on someone's recommendation? I'm always looking for new channels to check out and support, so if you could list the creator that recommended it to you as well, that would be great. Thank you so much for watching today, and I will see you next time.